What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our city's Skyline playthrough. In tonight's episode, we will be expanding the Riverside Market District, and we're really going to be pushing the population, so focusing on some high-density residential areas to help get our population to that next milestone, which is 48,000. We'll do a quick city tour here at the beginning. And I think things are starting to look pretty good. We still have a ways to go to hit that next population marker, about 7,000 people or so. And what I'm thinking is to start right off at the beginning. We're going to take this highway, raise it up all the way probably to about right here, and then from there we will build in some more into the road network, and we might adjust the train tracks slightly and bring them a little bit closer to the tree line, and see how that's going to work. So let us go ahead and watch this park burn down. Not to worry, the fire department is on it, saving the friendly neighborhood park. Oh, we got a couple buildings on fire. Okay, well, let's go ahead and pause, and we are going to take out a large section of this highway. I think we'll just go ahead and take out both rows, making everybody happy, even though we're going to put it back in just a second. And that's a fairly straight shot, so drawing that back in shouldn't be too hard. And we have three lanes with the sound barriers, which we will continue. If we do that, do we lose any buildings? No, good. So we'll continue straight on to about here, and then we'll use the freeform tool, kind of line that up there, and that should give us, nope, not smooth at all. Let's get this bridge nice and smooth. A little too far down there. I think we made it worse. Let's try this one more time. Let's go with the straight road tool and make sure we select the correct road. There we go. And that looks pretty good. And then let's go ahead and do the same for this side, making sure we get the road going in the correct direction. I think about to there. Got a little bit of separation, which I want to go ahead and fix before we get too far away. Oops. Okay. Actually, we're just gonna draw this road in backwards. Not a big deal. Let's see. Come to about here. And we should be able to copy that curve pretty closely. Go about there. It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty close. Yeah, that's a pretty gentle slope. And it might be a little bit wonky right there, but not bad. So let's go ahead and get all of these road segments converted so traffic can flow the correct direction. Perfect. We'll get that unpaused. And oh, we missed one right here. There we go. I'm not really sure why we got this weird little divot going on right there. I don't really know what that's from, but I don't think there's anything we can do about it. Okay, so we need to figure out which streets we're going to pull across. And we also need to adjust the rail line. So I think we're going to go ahead and just take care of the rail. And to do that, we're going to pull up the terrain height. And we're going to follow this line right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw in the new track. And then we can connect it up and take care of the old track as well. Can start to drop it down the hill and start to bring it in. Let's turn off the terrain height now. And then we'll adjust over here as well. And they might be a little sharp, but let's come over here. We're going to pause real quick just to get this part of the track fixed up. See if we can get this lined up pretty well. Like that. Switch over to the straight line. And I think that looks pretty good. It's not too twisty and turning. Okay. Now let's delete this old track. And for this area here, going to delete that and delete a couple sections that direction. I'm also going to take out that part of the road and the power lines. And let's see if we can draw this in here fairly smooth. I think we'll go to about there and connect that up. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Might make more sense to kind of follow this street like that. And then continue it this way and maybe connect back up right on the border. Let's see if we can do that. So that is, we can't delete that one because it's out of our city limits. Okay, so then we'll push this one back some. I just want this to be somewhat of a smooth connection without any super aggressive or violent turns. I think that'll be okay. And then let's fix this part. Do about that. And we should be able to line those up pretty easily. I think that's alright. Go ahead and take out this track. And we need to fix the road. And the power lines. Let's go ahead and do that before we unpause. So we can't put the bridge back in the same place, which I kind of expected. So we'll just push it back a ways to there, and this road can bring in at a little bit of an angle. It's not ideal, but I think that'll be all right. Let's go ahead and fix up the power lines. Get that like that. All right. I think that looks good. And we can play it again. Everything should be connected. All right, that looks good. And let's start thinking about which streets we're going to bring from the current Riverside Market District up into this new area. I think we might end up changing this junction here. Currently all this services is trash, and it's also a second option to get into Holly Square. And we might push it back a ways. Let's see. So we have Amanda Street. And I think before we do too much, let's just go ahead and change this street. And we're gonna take it from right there. And kind of follow the path we had going. That'll be okay for now. We can pull some cross streets from here now that we have that area freed up. All right. So we have Evans Street. I think Green Street is going to be one that we take up because it's kind of like the edge of the zoo here. So we'll go ahead and pull this one all the way up. Let's grab the 2-lane roads with grass. And we're going to stick with a pretty good grid pattern in this new area. We might lose a couple buildings, but that'll be all right. We're going to take it up to that point for now. And we need to have another road from the middle here, just to have another access point. And I think Gray Street looks like we're hitting the pillars underneath the highway. So just pause for a second and take out the highway momentarily. Take out 2 sections of the highway. Bring Gray Street 2 blocks out. And then before we forget, add the highway back in. Perfect. Unpause. Alright, so now we have those 2 access points. And don't want to take another one off of this overpass. I think that might cause too much traffic. But we could branch off of this intersection and pull a road that starts to go this way. I think, let me just check the time of day. Just make it a little brighter. We'll make it noon. Okay. So maybe we'll pull this street. We need to think about crossing the railroad here because we don't want to have too many railroad crossings because that could potentially cause an issue with traffic. But with this road, I think I want to have it kind of following the train tracks. And maybe we'll go with 2-lane. Let's see if we can mimic this a little bit. Putting this road here will give good access to the whole area as well as prevent us from zoning anything right up against the train tracks, which I think will be good because nobody would actually want to live right up against the train tracks. And in the game, they do produce some noise, which is not ideal for living. So let's see if we can keep pulling this to follow this, the curves of the train track. There we go. And now we have kind of an issue here. I think we might push back Pearl Street. I know we just built it, but maybe we'll push it back to about there because we can't have another road coming off of this intersection. And we don't want another intersection within these 2 blocks here because that would just cause too much traffic. So let's see if we can get a nice connection right there. It's a little wonky. Let's clean that up just a little bit. And still don't love the way that was connecting, so we could actually take that whole road out. And that should be a really nice and smooth connection. That looks good. Okay. So now we need to figure out what we're gonna do over here. I think maybe an option would be to adjust the train tracks again and potentially build a tunnel, a train tunnel, and we could even change this intersection back. I think that's what we're gonna do. Take it out to about there. I know we've changed these tracks a bunch of times, but let's see if we can do something like that and get this connected up a little bit cleaner. Okay, I think that'll work. And then tear this bridge down again. I feel bad for the people who live in Holly Square. Can connect that access point back. That access point back. And then we can add in this And hello to everybody commenting in the chat. Don't worry, I see you. I'm just trying to get these roads nice and clean and figured out. And then we will continue to follow. I think I'm gonna get it a little bit closer to maximize our space, which I think we need to adjust here. There we go. Let's turn off all the snap guidelines. All right, I think that's good. And we destroyed power lines. Let's get those fixed. And we can unpause. Okay. So now we have 2 access points once we get those connected. This main access point here, and also highway access here, as well as a access point in Holly Square. So let's finish up these connections. And, you know, we might end up just extending this grid we have straight down. Let's just try that here on this section and just see what that's going to look like. Let's see if I can get this to snap a little bit straighter. Have a little bit of a curve in the road there. This might be the best choice, just to continue the grid pattern we have going, and I also think it will maximize the space. So let's take a quick break so I can figure out how to reply to the chat. All right, we're back after that short break. And now that we have this middle section zoned or laid out with the road, let's go ahead and get that zoning in. But before that, we need to get these water pipes. We'll just continue and connect all of these up. Like so. Okay, and then this area is primarily going to be high density residential. So I think we're going to do a mass zoning and just zone all of this. Oh, except looks like there are a few spots along the railroad track. Get those unzoned, and let's speed it up a little bit. While that starts to build, let's check the noise. So I don't think there's too much noise from the highway at this point, so I think we should be okay. And we'll definitely want to go ahead and make this a district. I think we may do the whole area. starting here, just going along the highway, following this road, and just do one big district. And we'll have to think of a good name. Briarwood Hills isn't bad, but I think it needs to kind of fit in with the Riverside Market District name. So get all this. This is a big district. We might need to break it up into two. Let's actually go ahead and do that. We'll make this the dividing line. Alright, go ahead and paint this one in. Elk Hills. Clean up the lines a little bit. Alright, that looks pretty good. And people are starting to move in to Briarwood Hills. Now, unfortunately, we have no residential demand. So I do think we're going to have to zone a little bit of commercial in these new areas, and maybe a little bit of office zones. But right now, let's see if we can get these streets connected. It looks like we're hitting the highway again, so let's pause real quick. Gotta take out a few sections of the highway. So we can draw that street in and quickly add the highway back. And then let's take out the highway here. Go ahead and add in there. There we go. And finally, get that street. And then maybe we'll turn this area into a park or something. I definitely want to have at least one good-sized park in this area. Alright, so now we've got those streets. Let's do in this block right here. Let's do some commercial right up against the highway. And then as noise buffers, we can do office on either side. And actually we'll kind of bring this across like that. And then this area can be residential, as can this side. I think that'll be good. And then we can do commercial. So we'll definitely need a little bit more office. We'll do that. And we'll give that a second to develop. I do think, yeah, we need to get water. Get some water connections going. There we go. All right. And what is, okay, so the districts are separated by that street. And we need to get some policies going. So for Briarwood Hills, might change the style. I don't want to right now because then all these buildings would despawn, but let's do recycling. It's always nice. We might end up doing recycling for the whole city, honestly. I don't think it affects the tax income that badly. Let's see. What else would be good? I don't know about the free public transportation quite yet. Currently there's no good access to public transportation here. We'll just do recycling for now. Nothing with the taxation. And let's do the high-tech housing. And also heavy traffic ban, just to prevent too much traffic from coming through to this area. Okay. Our residential demand is back up, so let's get that there. Do all of this as residential. I think we'll just finish this area off as office because we do have a pretty decent industrial demand. Okay. We need to get some parks over here. They have okay coverage, but I want this area to be pretty valuable. And to get that land value up, we need to add in some parks. Now we have this tiny little Moorhill Park over here, which I really kind of like it. So I think it'd be kind of fun to do another city park in this block. Even though they're pretty close together, I think that's okay. I think parks are a really good use of space. So let us paint in a park area. This will also increase the attractiveness of this area for tourists. And you know, maybe we could even use part of this space here, because I don't think that'll be very easy to develop. So let's just go ahead and think about including this up to the train tracks as well. And then maybe we can do some pedestrian tunnels or bridges maybe as well. But I do think we might put a little bit of commercial maybe along Amanda Street over here, because that won't affect the park too bad. So let's go City Park, and the main gate's pretty big. Oh, the small one's just a single tile. So let's do the single small gate. And to help prevent as much traffic as possible, I think we'll put it right here, because Amanda Street, something's not right with the streets, but this street will probably see a decent amount of traffic, definitely way more than this street here, because all the north-south traffic in this area will take this 4-lane road. So I think putting the park gate off of that road right there will help limit the traffic. But let's check this real quick. Oh, it's Aspen Street. Okay. So we have the city gate policies. Oh, we definitely don't need to charge people, at least not at this point. let's not do fireworks. That way we don't create a lot of noise because this is primarily a residential area. Now let's just add in some paths. These paths are mainly going to be for residential access as opposed to like getting people from one attraction to the other. So that'll give good pedestrian options to go from Aspen Street to Amanda Street. And then I think to go over Amanda Street, I think we'll do a bridge. Let's see how low we can keep it but get over the street. So it still has to be pretty tall. I think we'll just put it right there. And we'll lower this down. Try to make it a fairly even slope. I think that looks pretty good. And let's come over here. Drop this down. Try to go about the same distance. I think that looks alright. Connect that up there. It's a pretty tall bridge, but unfortunately that's the lowest that we can go. So we'll do that, and then we will go ahead and finish taking this path all the way to the street here. And from here we'll go access to the intersection. And without getting too close to the train tracks, we'll bring another access point here. That way they have lots of options on where they can enter and exit the park. We may have to go through and add in these side gates now that I think about it. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, man, we gotta take out... Oh, we gotta take out most of our pathways, but that's okay. We want to get these gates in. Why can't I? Doesn't want me to add one over there. Okay, so I guess we just won't be putting a gate over there. We can get a path or a gate there and a gate there. And yes, Brewski, you can choose the name of a street. Thank you for being an active participant in the chat. Just let me know what you want your street to be named. And as long as it is family friendly, we can get one of these streets named after you. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit. No, we can use the Move It mod. Come on now. Well, I guess that's just gonna look funky no matter what we do. Okay, so we have main gate, side gate, couldn't get in a gate there, and we have this other side gate, which should be fine. Now let's add in, I think we need a park plaza, pretty close to the main area, or to the main gate. We'll put that there. Cafe right next to the plaza. Can do another cafe right here, and I do think, oh, we might, trying to decide if I want to put in any commercial over here. This street might be a little too busy. So we've got some street names. We got Amanda Street. See, we have two Amanda Streets, which doesn't make any sense. So we can name this one Bean Street. Thank you for the idea. And we need some other names. So if you have any other ideas, go ahead and put those in the chat. Our cafe doesn't have any power. Well, I guess that decides it. We are going to put some commercial right here. Not too much, maybe just enough to get the power bridged across. Yeah, that'll work. And okay, let's keep getting some things added into this park. We have the park chessboard, which is a pretty cool asset. Can put that over here. Maybe a couple gazebos. Put a gazebo over there, one by this entrance, so you can watch the train as you sit in the gazebo. And we definitely need to do some more with the paths. With the paths right here. So let us grab these pathways and maybe we'll take it under the highway. And see how few buildings we can take out. Oh man, there were a bunch of people in there. I don't think they appreciated us taking that out. But that's okay. They'll get over it. Now let's get some more. What do we have? Climbing frame. And we don't have the trampoline park unlocked yet. That's too bad. Let's add in these climbing frames. We'll go there. And so entertainment's good. Now we just need to wait for visitors. And we have a park name idea. The Gazebo Zone. I think I spelled gazebo. Yeah. Did I spell it right? Yeah. We got the Gazebo Zone. That's going to be the name of this park. So I guess if that's the name of our park, thank you, Brewski. We better add in a bunch of gazebos, right? Got the Gazebo Zone. Throw in a gazebo. Oh, we're not in the park area. We'll include underneath the highway in the park. That's super safe, right? We can put one underneath the highway. I'm sure nothing bad will go on underneath there. That's a little sketchy. But all right. So we'll let the Gazebo Zone continue to level up. Just need to have several more people come through. And we need to finish pulling these roads across from here. Let's see if we can do it without having to tear down the highway. Perfect. And hopefully this one too. Yes. And 3 for 3. No. Could put it at an angle. That's not too much at an angle, I guess. Alright, good. Now I think over here we're going to have to do a decent amount of office just to help get the industrial demand down. But then this can all be residential. That's done emptying. The Gazebo Zone is pretty close to leveling up. And there's no water, which is a problem. So we'll add in some pipes. Alright. And we can listen to the sweet sound of those buildings being leveled up. Check out our industrial zone. The most popular pedestrian bridge in the city. Things are looking good. Following that one person. We are very rapidly nearing the next population milestone. We're only about 2,000 people away. Let's see, before Elk Hills gets too big, let's change the style of the buildings to vanilla. That way they'll match the buildings over here in the Riverside Market District. I think those look better than these, I don't know what style this is. The default style. I think when it says default style, it means like default style of the map I chose. I'm not entirely sure. But okay. Let's get some more industrial going. Because or offices to help the industrial demand. We'll just take them all the way down that street. Which means we can do a little adjusting with these power lines. Oh, I don't want to put any against Harvey Avenue. And we have a commercial demand yet again. So separating it from the residential. Let's think about this. We don't want to put any here, so do those as office. Let's go commercial here along the railroad, since there's noise over here anyway. And we got that up against Bean Street. And let's do a couple more decent sized pockets of commercial. But then we can do all of this as residential. And unfortunately, yeah, because of the noise, the rest of that has to be office. Because we don't want the citizens to get sick with noise pollution. Alright, the Gazebo Zone leveled up to level 2. Entertainment value is still good. We just need about 2,000 more visitors, which will just take a little bit of time. We might be able to add in another gate over here. That way the people that come in from this side, they count towards the total number of people. And I guess we're gonna have to take out another building. We're just taking out all the buildings. That's alright. We can zone all that back up as commercial. Maybe in the future we can consider building some sort of pathway that connects both the Moorhill Park and the Gazebo Zone. But that is something we're not going to take on right now. I see that we might not have brought the highway up quite far enough, so let's just pause real quick, tear down some more highway, and get that going from over here. We'll go to about there, except that's not the... I want to use the freeform tool. Get that lined up with the highway over here. And drop that down. Doesn't look too bad. And do the same for over here. And drop that down. That looks terrible. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit. Okay, I think we need to get rid of that section. And go like that. Oh yeah, there we go. Got that almost perfect. Switch all these over. Good. Okay, unpause that. That way, hopefully, without hitting any other pillars, we can bring this street down like this. And we can zone more in there. Awesome. Things are looking good in the new, oh, where'd the district go? The Elk Hills. Okay. And we are only about 1,000 people away from that next milestone, so let's see about getting a decent amount of residential zoned. We might put a pathway through here just because we have that extra space. And paths are always beneficial. Help decrease the amount of traffic. Because people will walk. They'll walk from like way over here all the way across the city. I don't know why the game mechanics work like that, but it definitely helps with traffic. So we will give them every opportunity to walk. Now I'm gonna make sure this is a priority road because we really want the traffic to have the right of way going along this east to west road, and then put the stop signs on the north-south roads. And we have a high demand for industry again. So we will go ahead and zone some more offices. I want to keep this one for residential, because here we're going to have kind of a weird area again. I'm not entirely sure best way to zone this. We might have to pull a street off of Webb over here, straight north, underneath the highway again, and possibly maybe some cul-de-sacs in Elk Hills over here, which isn't ideal, but it won't be a ton of traffic because there won't be too many people who live in this area. So I don't think that'll be too much of a concern. But what is a concern is providing the wonderful citizens of Hillsage with enough water. So let's get some water going. And can we get the rest of this with one pipe? Just about. Okay, we won't worry about that now. Only about 500 more people to go. Let's start thinking about how we're going to place this street here. I think our best option might be to come off right there, right about the middle. And it looks like we can get it underneath there. But it's not going to be about that. I guess that might be right about the angle that I need it. And then we can come and hook it up right there. And maybe we break up this grid pattern we have with the north-south smaller roads and do some, maybe just one or two east to west. Could do one there and one there potentially, or just one right down the middle. But I think we'll lose out on a lot of zoning opportunity if we just do one down the middle. So let's see, about one there and one here, but keeping those intersections as far apart as possible. Yeah, I think that looks all right. And now we can take the water pipes under the road. Get some better water service going on over there. Trash is getting taken care of, no issues. And we'll just take out that tiny little abandoned building. Still a lot of industrial demand, so I guess we can do some more office zoning. I'd really rather do this area as much residential as possible, but people won't move in if we don't have jobs for them. So, hey, there we go. Colossal City. Get another tile. We get the floating cafe, which will work really well in our city with very little water. And the nuclear power plant, which is really good. Produces a lot of power and very little. No, it produces no ground pollution. But the best thing is we got this tile. So we can finally, after what feels like forever, we can buy this stupid tile right here and continue developing down the river as best as we can, working with this giant hill right there. But I'm gonna start by fixing this road because it has been driving me crazy that we haven't been able to have this road come straight down like that. Oh, that's so much better. But I think we hit our goal, and so I do believe that's where we're going to end it for today's episode. Thank you to everybody who watched. I appreciate all of the activity that I had in the chat this evening, and I hope that everybody will watch again next time. And if you haven't, make sure to check out all the other videos of this series on my channel as well as my other videos. And if you haven't, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thanks for watching.